Good evening, everybody. Wednesday nights will be the night going live with Survive and Defend, giving you some information on safety, self-defense, survival, things to make you more educated in how to enjoy life safely. That's what I'm all about. I want you to enjoy life safely. And today I'm going to be looking over a little bit over here because I'm looking at a different computer screen as well. Because something caught my eye. A friend of mine, Nick Hughes, he posted this 22 hours ago on Facebook. Mentioned this exact scenario in my book. Female came to the door claiming car trouble. When they went to help, the male accomplices beat them. 72-year-old wife is now in critical condition. Merry Christmas, sad and unnecessary. Here's what happened. And this happened on Christmas. It's terrible. Nick shared the link to the longer story. Hey, Tim, good to see you. Appreciate you being here. But Nick shared the link, York County, South Carolina, and a woman went up to the door on Christmas and said she needed help. The elderly man and lady were going to help her, and instead they got beat up by two male suspects that were waiting outside with guns. They attacked the man outside, smashed the door, and attacked the woman inside the house. Demanded to know where the valuables were kept and fled in the couple's car after stealing things from them, is what the deputies reported. The car was later found by the police. It was abandoned, which is often what happens when cars are stolen in crimes like that. They use them to get away and abandon the car and keep the valuables. It was a violent, terrible crime where the victims were traumatized and hurt, the deputy said. The man of the house was lured outside, then both he and the wife were assaulted. A home invasion of the worst kind where the kindness of people was compromised. The male victim was 75 years old. His wife was 72. They're not naming them because investigation was still going on. They still had not captured those, at least at the time this article was posted. It's a small town of a few hundred people. So when you think these kind of things only happen in the big cities, no. Hickory Grove is a small town, a few hundred people west of the town of York. So, and this was a Christmas Day. Christmas Day. It's just terrible. Here is an elderly man and woman trying to do the right thing and help somebody in trouble on Christmas, and they were beat up and robbed because of it. Just terrible. Hey, Eric. Hey, Randy. Good for you guys to be in here. And I said I got this from my friend Nick, who wrote about it in his book. This is Nick's book, How to Be Your Own Bodyguard. If you haven't read this, if you don't have it, I highly recommend it. Nick is a friend, former French Foreign Legion, years of security, bodyguard, and military experience, and he shares a lot of that in this book. And this isn't a book about how to beat people up. This is a book of how to keep yourself safe. And Nick and I teach a lot of similar stuff. I highly recommend this book. But when he's talking about is at home, he talked about scenarios exactly like what happened here. Somebody comes up to the door, says they need help or this or that, and they want you to open the door so they can rob you or worse. What do? Sadly, you keep your door locked. You don't go out to help them, and you call authorities to come and help them. That is the safest thing. Now, every individual is going to have to decide on their own what they're going to do. But just know that there are those out there, like just happened on Christmas Day. A woman went up to lure them out, and the two male accomplices with firearms then beat these people up and rob them. It happens. Safest thing you can do is to keep your doors locked and shut and stay safe inside Call 911, get authorities. If it's a real emergency, authorities can help them. If it's not, they're there. Eric asked if I'm outside. I was like, no, I'm not outside. I am in my office, and I'm using the University of Montana backdrop. So this is a picture of, University of Montana, which is not far from here, with the moon coming up over the mountain like I get to see all the time. The clock tower there is one of the oldest buildings on campus, but I'm not actually over there right now. I'm just using that picture as a backdrop. Tony says, nearly happened to my mom at her home in Vegas. I said, it happens. I remember years ago, this was the 90s. I was in Eugene, Oregon, and we were going to go to a movie. Female companion and I were going into the mall to see a movie. If I remember right, it was Under Siege with Steven Seagal. But we were going to go see a movie. We're walking across the parking lot to go into the mall, and this woman came up to us asking us for help. And I said, what's up? She goes, and she needed help way on the far end of the parking lot. And I teach this stuff and I try to practice this stuff. So I was like, why don't we get the security from inside the mall and then we can come out and help you? She's like, no, just you guys come out. I said, no, let's get the security. And she didn't want anything to do with me getting the security guard from the mall. That should be setting off some red flags, and you should understand that this is not where you want to go out to the fringe area, the edge of the parking lot. So we went inside, and I still told the security guy inside, I said, there's a woman out there that was trying to lure us out to the edge of the parking lot, and I'm pretty sure it was up for no good. And, then we went on and did our movie, and we were safe. So it happens. Tony said it almost happened to his mom in Vegas. This was a small town in South Carolina in Christmas time. So just be wary that it's good to help people. I don't want to tell people don't ever help anyone, because we want to be good citizens and help others. But in today's world, we need to be careful, because people will use that to try to do harm to other folks. And I mean, what a terrible thing to happen on Christmas Day, nonetheless. It just boggles my mind that there are these evil people out there that would do something like that, on Christmas Day to an elderly couple that just wanted to help somebody. Tony says she kept the bolt on the door and called 911. And that is the safest thing that you can do. If you're in your home, don't go out. Keep yourself safe and locked up and call the authorities to come and deal with it. With the mall situation, go into the mall, get the security there. They can either help or they can call police officers, but you don't go out to the edge of the parking lot, which we call the fringe areas. And we call it the fringe area because for a criminal to commit a crime, they need people. So often at a mall or a fair or those kind of large events, they can't be right in the mall where all the people are. They want to get you out in that fringe area. So they're close enough to get people, but they're out of the way enough that they're not in the big crowds. And that's where they want to lure you where they can do something bad. And that's very common in any place like a mall, a fair, a concert, where there's a big crowd. If they can lure you away from the big crowd over in that other area, it's where they're going to commit their crime. So you got to be very, very careful. And sometimes it means not helping people, but you can help them by calling authorities. Tony said we had another shooting here in Nova Scotia. Scary times for sure. It is. Obviously we had some scary situations going around the United States today. Best thing I can tell you about those is don't be involved in those kind of mobs that can turn violent into a riot. I'm not telling you not to exercise your rights for a peaceful protest, but if it looks like it's not going to be peaceful, get out of there that is the safest thing you can do for you and your loved ones, is not be there. And I know some people say, well, I have a right. Yes, you have rights, but I'm telling you how to be safe so you can exercise those rights way on into the future and enjoy life safely. So that's just what I wanted to talk about a little bit today. I saw that post by Nick earlier today and said that'll be a good topic for the Wednesday Survive and Defend Live. So thank you for joining. I'm going to be on here every Wednesday night talking about safety, self-defense, survival, things to help you enjoy life safely. I'll be on Monday nights talking more about martial arts and the warrior philosophy. And on Fridays, I'm going to be talking a little bit more motivational topics, business topics, action with Alan. So join me on all of my lives, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, or join me on the ones that you enjoy the most, whether that's martial arts, safety, or taking action in different things. But I hope to see you on all of them. Tony had another little thing. I enjoy what you're doing. I appreciate that, Tony, a lot. And Randy, I appreciate that too. I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to go up, get me some dinner. You guys have a fabulous rest of the evening and have a fantastic rest of the week. We'll see you on Friday to make things happen. Thanks, Carol Ann.